Thank you. My humble salutation in the beloved to our Lord's beloved feet, and salutation to you all also because he lives in your heart. First of all, I like to offer my salutation to the Bal Vikas Gurus. Please join me to give them a big hand. Yesterday, I'm very grateful to Brother Girdhar and Umesh. They've given me some time to spend with the young adults and the children. And I thought probably I'll share something, but I'm so grateful. You know, unless the camel comes under the mountain, he does not realize how tall the mountain is. I learned so much from even the SSC student. We were just talking. There was not a single question which I asked, which was based on to Swami's, some Chinna Katha and other things like that. They knew the answer. One most difficult question which I asked, and probably many of you not know it, but was there anything Swami did wrong in his childhood? And you won't believe, one of the boy not only knew that what was it, why he did, and why I asked him actually that then what was the message for it? He gave the message. If you get the things wrong way, it will go the wrong way. Can you imagine? This is the depth of the teaching you are putting. To my salutation to all the gurus. They have brought these children to the stand, and I felt so rich yesterday that you come stand here and talk about it, learn for these children. That is what exactly the duty of the organization is. Just raise the children to the level that they will shine. Abul Kalam has said, if you want to be like a sun, burn like sun. That's what that's simple thing. You know, all these great people, they don't give a very big messages. They give a simple message, and they're really just stuck to your mind. Yes, if I have to be something, that's what actually. You all know his life story. And sometime it happens actually that today when Brother Vijay was speaking here, and just I walked in. This is exactly I wanted to start with. What is your dharma? So thank you very much. You have just done my dharma, that you have told the people what is the dharma of a son, what is the dharma of a mother, what is the father, and all those things if we join. And this takes me to a wonderful story actually, which first conversation with Brother Girdhar. So I didn't know actually whether how much we know each other and other things. So we just started the conversation, and I was hoping the conversation will start with Swami and all those things. And he said something, Dr. Upadhyay, I was listening to one of your talk from somewhere, and you talk about Hanuman. And that is something very, very dear to me actually. Normally I start with Hanuman. I started and try to finish the end with the Hanuman, because he is the embodiment of the service. And if you can see, in, when you go to Puttaparthi, the first thing when you enter, what do you see? It is the image of the Hanuman. Before you see anything else, because he is on the highest point. Sai Rama has put his bhakta higher than him. Why? Because when his bhaktas does good thing, you have heard so much wonderful story from Brother Kumar yesterday, that he may not praise them on their face, but actually when he meets the people, and there was an incident, I know the young boy very much, actually, he's a very good family friend, he's Swami's student, and a great sitar player, maestro, Pandit Ravi Shankar, was coming to Puttaparthi with all his paraphernalia, and he's very particular about his tabla player. He doesn't want anybody else's tabla player because they tune together. It's Swami's drama. When they came to Bangalore, this fellow has some tummy problem. And he said, sir, I cannot travel to Puttaparthi. And he was a bit worried. So he thought just he will go have a Swami's darshan and come back. He went to Puttaparthi. And Swami said, boys are waiting for your recital. And he said, Swami, tabla prayer. And he said, yeah, this boy here. And he picked up that boy. And Swami, you know what the boys do? Like we go and touch that. What is the significance when you go and touch that? Swami, I may not know anything. Please help me. And it happened. And I tell you, Swami's magnanimity and compassion is so much. If you are zero, he will make you hero. That I've seen myself. This is what has happened. I'm nothing, but I tell you, this is what his magnanimity. So this boy was shaking in front of, the great maestro, and he wanted to learn the sitar as well. Though he was a tabla player, but Swami just said, so I touched his feet and saw what he did. He took his hand and touched his hands. He said, now you go and play. At the end of the recital, Ravi Shankar ji got up and told that boy, what a tabla player you are. Swami is hiding the jewel in this little place. Swami says, yes, these are my... This is what Swami want to do if you want to show to somebody that who they are. Each and every one of us have got that quality. When you touch his lotus feet there, whether in the physical form or in that vibration and the spirit, he works through you. And when you take a commitment, it really happens. I'm sure we still have got few Swami's student. Like yesterday, somebody mentioned something beautiful. If you do my work, I will do your work. It's not only like we say, Loga Kshema Vahami Aham, that if you are connected to me, you are doing my work, I will take care. I'm your insurance. I will make sure your children's all right. You are all right. If you are falling from the hill, I will catch you. This happened. I've seen many of the medical camps. The accidents do happen, but he's there just like to catch you, not want to hold bus. I will just come to that incident. What is the power of Sai Gayatri? So this is Swami sometimes does the physical work. The physical work, like you have seen in the Bhagavatam, that when Yudhishthira had the Rajasuya Yagya, everybody was thinking who will do and what not. So Yudhishthira said, oh Lord, you should become the presiding deity of this Rajasuya Yagna. He said, no. Let the sages do and all those things. I know what I have to do. So, you know what he has selected? To just wash the feet so that the people were coming. And the reason why he did, because during that Mahabharata Yagna, even God has to manipulate something. He may not say wrong thing or lies, but he has to manipulate to make dharma move forward. It is what happens actually if you really want to save somebody and somebody is running with a knife and he wanted to go and kill somebody and that fellow goes somewhere. And did you see where that man has come? Yes, sir. I am very honest, truthful. He has gone that way. Is that the truth? No. Manipulated. I don't know where did he go. You knew where did he go. And Krishna did the same thing. Ashwathama hato gajo va nara. And then he blew his punch. And the sound of nara just drowned into that one. And Dronacharya thought, my son has died. And he lost every bit of his confidence, courage, and you know the story. This is what happens when Lord manipulates, and that's what happens. And even when the Lord do something wrong, he has to get the punishment. You know why Lord Krishna has to be shot by an arrow and he died? Left the physical body, that is the right word. Do you know anyone that says why? Please help me. Young ladies, anyone of you? Yes? There we are. Rama did use the arrow, and same arrow. Where did that arrow go? You know what happened to the arrow? When he shot the Bali behind the tree, that arrow was left onto the ground. And from that thing, the typical type of the bamboos started growing onto that one. And come from Treta to Dwapar Yuga, this hunter used to go to that forest to get that one. And then that is what exactly it has happened. What you do, it comes back to you. Even whether you are God or not. So be watchful to your action. Swami has given beautiful word, watch. And those all four things you must watch. This is what 5 things you should watch. That's what a simple thing. We have to think, my goodness, God has to go through this action. And you see, even Shakti has to go to the problem. Not in this age when our Swami came aside. You all know the incident. Swami was paralyzed, very bad heart attack. He suffered 5 heart attacks at one night. Kasturi ji told me, I was very lucky actually, that I heard some of things directly from him. He said it was so painful when Swami told him that go and tell the people what my condition is. You know, this is why I've come back to Hanuman. What is the difference between us and Hanuman when Swami tells us something and when he conveys the message? So Kasturiji came out and said actually that Swami is not very well and he's not able to do. Probably Swami is waiting for an occasion to address to you all. And it was not on the loudspeakers, he said. When he went to Swami, Swami said, why telling lies? Go and tell what my condition is. That my mouth has gone that way, I'm completely paralyzed. People should know when I get the physical form and why it has happened. You all know the story. I don't want to go into the detail. And when the time came, Swami, but it is very humorous end to this story. Swami's, you have anybody, many of you must have been in an interview room. And in the old interview room where Swami used to live above that interview room, and there is a spiral staircase to go up, you will remember probably. So they were all talking, doctors and all the people from the trust and Kasturi. We can take the Swami's body down because it is very difficult. But how will we bring it up? Anything sliding down and all those things. And Swami said, that is not your problem. That is not your problem. And you all know the story. Swami went there, the time of the curse from says Bharadwaj was, Swami has to go through, was over and speak. You all know his story probably, so he sprinkled. And Swami gave the lecture for 1.5 hours and walked up. He said to people, you don't have to worry for taking me up, I'll go myself. That is what exactly it is. If you do not say the word as Swami has said, he will not be very happy. You must say exactly with the full stop, comma, inverted comma. That is what exactly. This is what Lord wants us to do. And that is the quality Hanuman has. And you all know that this Hanuman's story in Sundarkand, if you read actually, it summarizes our life. If you really want to do seva or whatever you want to be in the organization, that is really the Bible for a sevak. That is what exactly it is. And the story goes like this. The scene, I think we have been to Africa, we had to Siberia and all those things. I think I'll take you to Rishimukh mountain, where actually the Lord Rama is with his brother. Very sad because time is gone, the rain has finished and Bali has not yet sent his army to find out where Sita was. Lakshman was very upset and he came. So ultimately Hanuman said, the time is come, now let's go and tell Rama that we are ready to go. So Sigriv come, asked for the forgiveness, and he said, oh dear Lord, I just want to promise you, I have got my army now to go in search of the Sita. So Rama didn't say anything, so Lakshman just asked me, what are your plans? So he said, Ravan has got a huge places where he can take and hide Sita. So what we have decided, we have divided our army into 4. One go to north, south, east, and west. Most probable thing is that as we have collected the ornaments when Sita was dropping, and he must have taken her to south. But we should not have that thing, because sometimes you show an intention, and if you really want to do, you do something just opposite, so the people may not be able to find. If you want to hide, when you're going holiday, and if you got something very valuable, you will not leave where it should be in the almari. Many of the people put their valuable ring into the pot of the rice and other things like, so that people don't find these things. But this is what exactly they thought. So Lakshmana said, describe who is going where. So he described. Sugriv was fantastic about the entire world's geography. He learned the geography and he knew exactly which river, which mountain, which town was there. And the reason was because he was also in exile. He was running for his life from his brother who wanted to kill, and he didn't know where to go. So he has to run here and there. And only time he could do, he could study the place. You never knew that time will come that he has to use his knowledge of the geography to send the people in the different direction. So he said, so the question came about who is going to southward. He said, I have selected a youth, he's a dynamic youth, the son of Bali, Angad, as a commander-in-chief for the Southern Army who's going toward that one. And we have got a very wise man, Jamwanta, is the advisor, chief advisor to Angad because he is young. That's why we require young adults. Yesterday I was talking to Mesh, how we have to tap the knowledge of our youngster youth and what is our duty as a senior person to implement those things into action. That's what. Sugriv also thought that is the best way of doing the thing. And then we have got two great engineers, Naraleen, and then we have got a very nice detective. His name is Dadimukh. He can, really he's master of disguise and do anything. Very happy and everything. Rama is also living and everyone was happy. And when you go for the seva, you have got 4 groups. You have all spoken, then probably the brother Girdhar will say, Bal Vikas will go on to this side and youth will go on to that side and all the office bearer will sit in room and then you go your own agenda to say what the role you give to other people. So everybody has taken their own army, East Army, North Army, Southern Army and everything outside. There was one person whose name was nowhere and that was Hanuman. And everybody was surprised. Hanuman? His name is not anywhere and he's sitting just quietly without anything. I have not given any post, nothing, no responsibility for me, not for East, North, South and South. Everybody is talking, but the person about whom he is not worried about it, any role is given to him, because he knows, I am not worthy for this work. No expectation, he just sat down. As everybody has gone, there are only 3 people left there. It is Rama, Lakshmana and Hanumana. And Hanumana found its way. He just moved near. And what he simply wanted to do is just hold the feet and he's holding. And at that time, Rama just left his hand, take the ring and he tells him very simple, go, you will need this when you give it to Sita to tell that I am coming. She may not believe you, but when she sees this ring, she will believe you. Imagine, no role. He's not telling, I'm giving you this. He simply told him, this is what is going to happen. That is what exactly Swami tells you to. You do not have to worry that next time when other office bearers are finishing their role, I may become the service coordinator, I may become bhajan. It's not important at all. And this is what exactly, because God knows you don't have to have any sort of portfolio attached to you. God knows what you are fit for. And the reason he selected Hanuman, I'm going to narrate to you. And he said, okay. And then he came and Lakshmana says, the best thing, you go and join the Southern Army because Sugriv said the probabilities are there. So people are narrating and he went and sat down there. And if you are, everybody said, oh, Hanuman has come and joined us. Now he thought probably Angad and Sugriv, knowing that now he has come and joined, they will give him the portfolio. Again, nothing happened, so he said that. He did not go and tell anyone, look, Rama has given me the ring and I'm going to do. He just kept quiet. That's what exactly, that should be the quality. Unless you complete the job, you should not talk about it because you may not be able to do it. You will be very sorry. Why I got blah, blah, blah. I just said that Rama has asked me to do this and that thing because there are challenges. The moment God gives you a role, he will test you for that one, whether you're fit or not. Not but giving the ring, job is over. God will make sure that like I'll sit on an arrow and go and reach where Sita is and say, dear mother, this is the ring and what is your message? No, there are obstacles in the way. And those obstacles God create there to say that my selection is the best. My selection is the best. Test. To any challenges you want, if I have selected you, nobody can deny you for that one. So they all come and they are walking through the jungles, forest and everything, and they come to the seashore, and there is a vast sea between Lanka and the southern eastern, the shore of India. And they are looking and now saying, my goodness, now we have come all the way, how we are going to cross? So they are asking who can do, all this story to cut short. Angad said, I'm very young. I think I can cross, but I do not know what to do there. And then may be difficult for me to come in case there is some problems there. Jamwan said, I'm too old to do this thing. I could have done this 50 years ago. I may not be able to. So everybody tested. And away from all this crowd on a stone, he is just looking at the ocean, contemplating, and he's just doing Ram, Ram, Ram. He's not worried about what other people are talking and all this. So Jamwant and Angad comes to him. He said, "Oh Hanuman, Rama has sent you with us. There must be reason for that. What are you waiting for? You have taken the birth. A good sevak, a servant, is one who does the thing when he is asked. He doesn't say, I can do this, I can do that. No, he should be asked for. He should not jump for that one. You can put your name through, yes, fine." So Hanuman said, "Oh Jamwan," Rama has told him exactly what will happen. But he still said, "If you say so, I'm quite happy. Tell me, what should I do? Shall I go there and destroy Lanka and bring the Sita? Or what is the message?" Because, Hanuman has one wonderful quality. When he is with Rama, he is Rama's servant. When he is now deputed to this army, he becomes the servant of Angad, who is much younger to him. So protocol. Yesterday, Umesh was telling me, protocol. He said, tell me what I am supposed to do. Though Rama has told him what to do, but still, you have to give the respect to the hierarchies into the system you are working with. So Jamwan says, no. I think this is the duty of Rama. Our job is very simple, to find out where she is. And then we can go and tell him. So Hanuman said, he takes a first big leap. And then it takes first big leap. Devas up there thinking, why the Rama has selected Hanumana? Has he got the capacity? So he sends the Surasa. She is one of the very powerful, from the this thing, and she comes in the form of a demon, and she catches Hanuman. She catches Hanuman just like that. And she said, I'm very hungry and I want to eat you. So Hanuman said, oh mother, I'm on a particular duty of my Lord. I promise, let me complete the duty and my offer. My job is done. My life is done. That's fine. If that is the end, has to be, it has to be. But give me one chance. So Sursa is very clever. She said, do you think a monkey I leave, I will jump away and will come back again? No, don't fool me. I'm not going to let you go. Now, what happens? First you pray, request, bow down, let me do my work. When it does not happen, then your challenge and determination start. She said, okay, if you do not want to do, I have to use a little force. So he makes his height bigger because he had 8 great qualities, Astan, Siddhi, Navanidhi Ke Data. He has got 8 quality, but he gives you 9 types of, attributes for your life. Nidhi, he gives a, called jewel. Nidhi is called jewel. So this is what exactly. So 2 of them are very relevant to this episode. One is called Lagima and one is called Anima. Anima means you can grow as much as you like. He had that quality. So he started growing. So he grew to about 20 feet. So Sursa also opened the mouth to 40 feet. And this is going on for some time. You must not lose the objective. Hanuman realized this may go for hours, and there is a time limit God has given me to go and find out why I'm doing this unnecessarily. When you can't do anything with your power, become small. He suddenly became used, the second quality God has given me, that, okay, you can also just become very small. So he used Lagima, he become very small, goes into the mouth and comes out. Buddhiman. What I should do at that juncture. He goes in and comes out. He said, I've done, you missed. You said you want to eat me, but you didn't. But I've done my job. This is called Buddhi. Buddhi is what you do at the time, at that juncture. You do not miss out. You have to keep all your senses and intellect open. This is what I am to do. Then he goes from there, and then Sursa shows her Swarupa, that who she was. And he asked for the blessings. Give me the blessing, O mother. This is Satoguna. First thing, on your action, you made the Satogun. And what do you with the Satogun? You take the blessing because it increases the power. Anybody who sits to you, if that person is full of Satogun, when you get up from there, you feel so elated. Oh, so-and-so was sitting. A person who has got Tamogun sitting like that, you also start. And if he's yawning, you start also yawning. Tamogun to Tamogun, yeah, Satogun to Satogun. So he just take another leap. And when he takes another leap, there is a demon in the depth of the sea. The job of that demon, how he got his food, he will catch your shadows. Doesn't matter how far you are. And with that shadow, he drags you in and kills your eats. So the birds were very, very, it was very difficult for them to cross that path because he was capturing the very vast area. And they were also praying to the Lord, give us a chance to get rid of this demon. So when you are doing a task, there are multiple tasks. You don't have to do only one task. When Rama sent, he had this thing that in between when these things come and anything comes, as Rama has asked me to just go there and if anything else is, I should not do anything. No. If you can, on the way of your journey, if any other people are asking for a help, do stop and help them. Because that becomes the part of the journey as a seva. Aim is there, like the river is flowing to the ocean, but people are taking the water for their farm. They are taking the water for daily use and all those things, but river is still flowing. Doing all these things, this is what exactly. So, and there is a significance. What shadow means? We all follow our shadow. We do not follow our true being, and that's we are caught by Tamoguna. This is what exactly happened. And Swami always said, when you walk and sun is behind you, the shadow will be there and you won't be able to see properly. But when you walk, keeping the sun in front, the shadow will be behind you. What is the just simple thing is that you have to have that light in front of you. And the light is the Lord. That's what exactly it means. So Hanuman is naturally, he got into that trap purposely. And this demon did not realize he got a very wrong prey. He thought it was an ordinary thing. And there was a little battle. And Hanuman destroys it, kills it. Tamogun has to be destroyed. Otherwise, it will keep catching you here and there and all those things. So he got blessings from Satoguna. And now he has destroyed the Tamoguna. And he goes and he reaches on the shore. And there he goes on to the Mount Trikuta and he is looking. The magnanimity and the glory of Lanka, it was all paved with the golds and diamonds and all those things and big fort and very, very, heavy doors with the metal. And he is realizing when the army comes, how we are going to break this. So there has to be some plan. This is again, you have to think about the circumstance. I have not come here to find Sita, but in the eventuality, if there is a battle, if Rama asked me, did you see how the Lanka looks like? If the battle comes, then what are the possibilities, how we can approach and all those things. So he's looking here and there. And he found that it was absolutely infested with all sorts of guards and you could not go. So he decided actually there's so many of them and I do not want to expose myself. So he becomes very, very, very small. Masak samana roop kapidhari. He becomes so small to go. Do not be, afraid. That is my position. And if I have to go and clean something, there is a purpose for that. You never know what you will find when you are cleaning. So this is something you have to remember. When you have got duty, be ready to be what circumstances are. He became very, very small. And why? Valmiki and Tulsidas, the masak. There are mosquitoes are the worst things. Nobody wants mosquitoes around. But he did like mosquito because that is also the thing. Any creation God has got in the creation has got a purpose. That's why they are all there. So he goes there and the Lankini, the one who is to be the protective goddess of Lanka, catches Hanuman because she has got these laser eyes. Even a small little thread cannot pass without her. So she catches Hanuman and said, "Where are you going? You doesn't look like you're part of us," and all those things. So Hanuman has to tell the truth. He simply says, "I am here for a job, and the job is that your master has done something wrong, and my job is to find out where she is." So she said, "Oh, so you are from the enemy side. I won't let you go." And he requests, and she doesn't let him go. She is doing the right thing for her master. Hanuman is there for his duty. She has got a power. She may be helping to a demonic power called Raman. This is called Rajogun. Because she's doing the right thing for the thing. She's in the wrong party, like Bhishma. You cannot call that he had a Satogun. He had a Rajogun. Because he has got an ego that I stick to my pratigya. And that's why in the end he has to suffer so much. I have on Duryodhana's side, so even the Draupadi is humiliated, he didn't do anything. That's why, though he was so great, but he was stuck to Rajoguna. Time and time, Krishna has given him a chance, but he was not. Ego, Bhishma Pratigya, my Pratigya. I first, rest everything. He did not. He could have got up easily and told Duryodhana, "Don't do any nonsense." Nobody could stand in front of the Bhishma, but he did not do the duty. That was a chance for him, Rajogun, to become Satogun, but he didn't do. You don't destroy Rajogun. Tamogun you destroy so it doesn't raise again in your heart. Rajogun is a good thing, the quality in something sometime when the ojas come, but used in a different way. So what he does, he just punches Sihanika. And the punch is shake your head. It's not like that he wanted to hit. You don't hit a lady. What he simply did, he wanted to awaken her consciousness that realize who you are. You have seen Brahman himself and he has given a boon, and remember what the boon was. So what happens, sometimes when you got a head injury, even if it's a little blow, the blood comes from your nose and the mouth. So she had a little bleed. And the moment she saw the blood, and she looked at this small little thing, what it looks like. And she examined, oh, this is a very, very small little funny looking monkey. So she remembered the Brahma told, when you are hit by a monkey and the blood comes out, that is the beginning of the end of the empire of Ravana. And you are the first one to know. And that's why your duty finishes, and then you come back to me. He converts Rajoguna into Satoguna, his duty finished, and then he enters. Once he enters, that you all know that he goes and finds where Sita was. Again, he's one of the quality. Doesn't matter whether he is what Jamvanta and Angad. He has got duty that he wants to be a sevak, no other role. So when Ravan come and talks to Sita that you will become my, that you will become the greatest queen in the world and all sorts of things. But Sita, despite all this thing, humiliates Ravan. And Ravan gets very angry and he wanted to kill. So the Mandodari says, don't kill her. And why you want to show your power to a lady like that? She is just an abala, don't do anything. She did not realize why Sita was doing that role. Then he goes very angry and tells Trijita, punish her to the maximum so that she bow down to me. He has again, that's what he goes to. Why this lady is not listening to me? So Trijita tried to, when everybody goes, Trijita had a dream. Like, Swami gives a dream that she saw in the dream, like I told you that when I was going to the medical camp, one of my friends, she had the dream that we are going to get the interview, though the Swami was going to, Kodaikanal. And how can you can have, but the dreams are, you have to believe it, the God appears. She saw in the dream that whole Lanka was burned completely. And she's telling this to Sita. To those other ladies who came to torture Sita, I said, hold on to one. Of course, you have to do the duty what Ravan has told, but listen to one thing which I had just had a dream last night. And dream was, Lanka is on fire, everything is completely burned. And Ravan has got his head shaven and sitting onto a buffalo and going towards southernward direction. You know that this is called description of death. And Vibhishan has become the king of Lanka. All these things she has seen. And suddenly they thought, if that has happened, she said, who has killed in your dream? He said, it's somebody called Rama. Trijita did not know who Rama was that time. Look at the subtle message. At this juncture, Hanuman is thinking, I have come here, and if I am not able to get out, and I am caught, you have not given me an indication, oh God, what I am supposed to do. And it comes to the dream of Trijita. Lanka is on fire. You have to take from the circumstances, is God trying to convey any message in the path of my duty? When I am doing some work from the organization, I am going for a seva to orphanage and other things like that. Is there any message coming? Keep your ears and eyes open. You will get the message as well. So, to cut the story short, you all know that he drops the mudrika and then Sita, with the great difficulty, believes that he is the real messenger. And when he starts narrating some intimate stories which Rama has, she realizes, because now he's using his photographic memory, word by word, what Sita has told Hanuman. That was the great quality of his sevak. If you are given instruction, do not manipulate. Just go and exactly tell. That's why I was telling what Kasturi Swami was angry with the Kasturi. You have to follow the master's word. You should become his master's voice. You will be a wonderful, very popular record. Top of the pops you will go. That's what you have to exactly follow. When she hears the exact word narrated by Rama, through Hanumana, she realized. She becomes very, very, very happy. And she said, I'm so happy. Oh, my son. This is the first time. She said, my son, all this. Putra, the word she says. Ask for any boon. So she said, no, mother, no boon. Just give me your blessing. So she said, I'm so happy. You should become Ajar. You will never get old because you're in service of the Lord. He's still keeping his head down. Then she said, oh, probably he wants something more. So he said, you become Amar. You will never die. You become immortal. He is one of the 8 immortals still. And amongst them, the Veda Vyasa and other people are, if time permits, I'll tell you about them. So he's not there. He said, you will become the most wise person on the planet Earth. You will never get old. You will become immortal. You become the most wise. He's not accepting what she's saying. Sita thought, he's very greedy. What should I give? I've given everything. Immortal, never get old. He became the most wise person. Then she said, okay, atulit balanidhan. Your force, your power will be incomparable to anything on this planet. Nobody can win you. Still, he's looking down. She's thinking what it is. So what do you think? Is there any youth here? Young person? Yes. So what he's waiting for to hear from Sita? Huh? He was already the servant of Ram. One of the young gentlemen behind. Yeah? What is the word he was waiting to hear? Nothing is bigger than that. You may be immortal. You could be most powerful. Ramdas, the same thing. Ramdas is Ramaduta, same word. Yes? I can go now, yeah. वो तो बात की बात है उन्होंने चूड़ा मनी दिया नहीं but what the word is he was waiting to hear which makes the Hanuman so happy then he started rolling in the feet of that one word I'm waiting from you to tell me. Yes? You know that's why I'm not asking because you are there. Live with Rama? Yes. Even, that is also I'm living with Rama. I'm living in Puttaparthi and Swami is never looking at me. So what it is? I'm giving a clue. There are so many people living in Puttaparthi. I know for 20 years and they are going for the way, getting their vegetables and look at this. Swami goes to the... Sorry? Yes? Love. Ram tum par karahu bahut chohu. Ram will love you the most. That is the word. What is the point of living longer? Be young and most powerful if God does not love you. There are people in the world, they go. You remember Isaac Taggart there for 9 years. Many of the people have gone so many times, and Swami has ignored them till the right time came. He was waiting. Oh, mother, promise me that you will make sure that Ram loves me as you send me the son. And the moment Sita said that, he rolled down in the feet of Sita. And Sita has all dry hair, because there was nothing for her to get the oil and other things like that. Only thing which she had with her, with the chunamani, is the box of a wooden box of sindoor, and she used to put every single day. Because she had a dry hair, it used to fall there. So under the ashok tree, that whole area will become red. So when he is rolling down in the feet, he had this kanak sharira. He's a golden hue to his body, like very fair people like brown people are dark people. He had a golden hue. That is called, his body is like they call Swarna Sharira he was. When he rolled down, because there was so much sindura, whole body has become red. That's why his color after that onwards had become. And as he called Sita, the mother, now the mother is there, and he said, yes, father will love you. All this time, he was not hungry. Because when you see the mother, first thing you think about the food. So he asked, oh mother, all this time after making this journey, now I'm feeling a little bit hungry. Do I have your permission? Because now she becomes the master. A servant is always a servant. So he said, give me a permission so that I can eat something. So he said, oh my son, I'm afraid. Can you see all these people who are protecting? They are all nishachas, the demons. Look at their size they are. And if you do anything, this is the one place nobody can touch the trees because it is very dear to Ravana. There will be a very bad consequences. She said, if you are happy, and give me permission, I will have some fruits. So she realized if that little monkey could cross such a big ocean, he may have something. And every mother is a bit protective, doesn't matter how powerful you are. I remember when I came to India once, and somebody came, and that person required some sort of a treatment for the eyes, and very close to my mother. So my mother said, are you sure you can do that? So, that's, mother is always think the child is a child. Now she has called him son. So she said, okay. Oh, so the story, he started in the fruit, and when the people, the guards, they found out that he's doing this thing, they started attacking him. So when somebody attacked, he did not attack them. In his defense, he started fighting. And some people ran to Ravana and said that the monkey is destroying, exaggerated the thing, that he is destroying something in order to make the scenes, because they could not win Hanumana. So they all went to Ravana, sent another small army, and when that army attacked, so there was a little war was going on in that Ashok Vatika. So whenever that is, you have got the collateral casualties, and the casualties were trees. So this, in the war, this collateral damage is allowed. And they put the blame onto Hanuman. So Ravana gets very angry. How dare this monkey is destroying my best place in the world, which has got all sorts of plants. It's like his botanical garden. So he sent his son Akshay Kumar that you go. And when Akshay Kumar goes there, he's also, killed by. Then Ravan gets very angry. He said, Indrajit, Meghnath. And this Meghnath is a very, very powerful man. So naturally, they had a little fight, and Meghnath realized he cannot win Hanuman. So ultimately, he used the Brahma Pasha. And the Brahma Pasha means you are tied, and then he dragged him. He literally dragged him, and Hanuman would have avoided that. Nobody can do that to Hanuman. But he has to respect the Brahma Pasha, to give that Brahma, it is your Pasha. If I disobey and I do not do what I am supposed to do, then people will have that, oh, Brahma Pasha, though Brahma has given him the boon, it doesn't work. So in order to keep the respect, he accepted, and he was tied. And he was literally dragged onto the street of Lanka. Humiliation. Small little people were kicking him. You have come, Lord, I've come to do your work. Why I am humiliated? Be ready for the humiliation as well. Do not lose the faith, because this will happen. Those people who are office bearer, I'm sure they have been all face this thing in the journey of there. When they reach there, they are told off and everything like. Then he goes in the Lanka's court, and you know the story. The biggest humiliation comes. All the monkeys have got their, identification is their tail. And then Ravana says that we should kill this monkey because he has killed my son and destroyed there. Then comes a Vibhishan. And this Vibhishan has a very short discussion before it went to Lanka, that I have been worshipping Rama for such a long time, but why Rama has not, given that opportunity, what you have got, you are so close to Rama. So Hanuman just on passing told him, just doing a Ram Nama is not enough. Put that Ram Nama into action. When you put love to the God in action, that becomes seva. That is a simple definition. Swami said, what is seva? People have got different. It has to be spontaneous. It should come from the heart and all those things. No, love put into that. Those things are fine for defining it. But simple definition which Swami has given, love put into action. Use that. And Vibhishan never had a courage to stand in front of Ravan. He just accepted what he said. He was very, very meek sort of a personality. But after meeting Hanumana, Satasanga, when you meet a powerful, that's why I was telling, whenever I see a young adult sitting somewhere or a Swami's student, I always go and sit next to them. That power from the higher to flow to the lower. When you go old, energy becomes less and less. And when you sit with these people, it's always fine. Swami's student and young adult, and go sit if you're old. You will feel so energetic. That was the beauty of the Hanuman Satsang with Vibhishan. He's so powerful, why can't? First day he has opened his mouth in the court. Meghnad and this uncle has got this audacity to just speak to Ravana like this. Vibhishan said, oh dear brother, you are the most knowledgeable. Ravan was very knowledgeable. We put the 10 heads. This is not 10 head, it is a symbolic. But 10 heads means he has got knowledge of every 10 vidyas at that time. He knew the economics, he knew the physiology, he knew the medicine, and he knew the politics, he knew the Shastra Vidya. He was all these 10. What you give the degrees in university, that one person becomes an engineer, he becomes a doctor, he becomes an astronomer, he becomes the teacher. So, his heads are growing. So he had the 10 sort of degrees with him, which, picturize into like the Shanan, we call it. Because Ananan is also in Sanskrit called gunas. So that's what exactly he was. So everybody was surprised that Vibhishan could get up and talk. They said there must be somebody is, brainwashing him. So he said, that everything, it is not a proper thing to kill an envoy who has come to give a message. And Hanuman just was a Ramadut, was giving the message. So Ravana said, okay, we'll do one thing. Rather than killing him, we'll destroy something which is very dear to him. So he just asked that, burn his tail. And Hanuman does a little bit of this thing. He's got so much qualification. Now he start adding the qualification, BA, MA, PhD, DSc, Oxford. Tail is getting longer and longer, and they're wrapping the clothes. So longer and longer, and that becomes so long, and then they set the fire. All this time he's tied. Now they set the fire onto him. Suddenly he becomes very small, so he could come out of the Brahma Pasha, and he jumped from one building to another building and set the things fire. He got the message through the Trijata that in eventuality, if somebody harm him, Rama has said, you simply go, give the message and come back. He could have done, but he was caught. Now what I do? How would I escape? Then you have to keep your ears open. In the state of eventuality, the message will come. I have faced this situation many times in this journey of the Seva. That's why I relate each and everything to this Hanuman's story. And then he goes there, and then he distinguishes the fire from there and come back. And again he bows down to Sita. And he doesn't tell, oh mother, you were worried about me that I will be attacked. Look what I have done. So he said, why everything is on fire? He said, oh, there was a little fire accident. Hanuman says, doesn't say that what I have done. Sita said, "Oh, my son, you are very noble and humble. Trijita has told me everything. She was running, giving me the running commentary when you were doing all this destruction." His main role was, if you put me to the test, I will do the maximum benefit to my master. Let me destroy as much as possible. When the question of war comes, I have already weakened you to make the things easy. You know, that Shabri would not see when Rama was coming, waited 1 year, waited 2 years, 10 years, 15 years, is still not coming. Now the time has come for the sage Matanga. He was about to go. And he said, "Oh, dear one, you have decided to liberate yourself, and you said Rama will come here. Now I've become so old, and I can't even see properly." She was developing cataract. So naturally, old age vision. And so what she simply used to do, Rama will come because my guru has told me. So what he should do, she will go on her knees and just clean the path. And every day she will go 2 feet, 3 feet, 4 feet. And as she comes back, she makes sure, because she can't see properly, has she left everything. That was the devotion she had. And when the Rama actually came there on the final day when the time has to be there, she could not see very well. She saw there 2 shapes walking towards her. And as they walked, Rama told Lakshmana, "Can you see her devotion? She has removed even a little thorn or a stone. She paved the way for dearest Lord, that when he walks to the bhakta, there is no problem." This is the duty of the bhakta, that remove the obstacle for the organization so nobody can put the finger onto us. That is what our duty is. That is what, this is a hallmark of a, the member of the SSIO organization. I will never allow anybody to say anything about my Lord. Stand. That's what most important thing. This is what we learn from the Hanuman has weakened the army to make the things easy for Rama. And then he comes. And when he comes back, everybody says, "Oh, from this sword we were seeking, there was a lot of smoke going on also." He said, "On the way there was a little fire accident." He doesn't tell. The Jamant, being a great wise man, he knew everything. They all come to Rama. What we would do if Swami has given you a job to do, the first thing you probably run and say, "Swami, I have done your job, and this is what Sita has given the chuna money, and you take it." No, he's sitting there for his time. Jamwant protocol. First, he asked Angad what happened. He said, nobody could do this, cross the ocean, so ultimately Hanuman did. And then Jamwant's turn comes, and then Jamwant expressed each and everything what Hanuman did. And then you know the story. The Rama got up and he hugged Hanuman. Can you imagine when you go to Puttaparthi and you have done job and Swami hugged you? That is the blessings he was waiting for. That is what exactly this is story I just wanted to tell you, that when you are a member of the organization, do not worry about what portfolio you have got, what role you have given. You have to just do your role. And when the obstacle comes, you meet the people. If you meet the good people, hug them. When you meet the wrong people, leave them. And those people who are ready to be changed, transformed, help them to transform. From this is the 3 gunas Hanuman met, and this is what the little story. So this is what actually Swami inspired me after Vijay was telling about, Mama Dharma. That is what exactly this should be our duty, to just work for Swami, make sure that we do not bring any sort of conflict between our work. Whatever role is given, do it, but don't be aggressive. Do it politely. This is what we learned from Swami. Now, yesterday you have seen so many wonderful, the things. So some of the things I just wanted to describe the role again into go. How much time have? 30 minutes. There's a couple of stories I just wanted to go there, because while the slides were projected yesterday, it was difficult for me to go to because the rhythm was in the video. One of the things, if you remember, you saw there was a man sitting on a store with a lot of broken houses behind. This is the earthquake in Gujarat, Kutch. This is what happened. And we went there, and Swami was so kind. First time, Mr. Chiranjit Rao was asked from Prashanthi Nilayam to take a convoy of the food and clothes there. He has never left Andhra Pradesh. And he was a bit reluctant because, language, and you have to cross Maharashtra, and then you have to from Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Maharashtra, and then you have to Gujarat. Long journey because you are going almost on the west coast, Kutch. But Swami has really done so much. We do not get all the information that when the disaster hit, how Swami feels that way. Because disaster, of course, his nature is suffering, whether it is ocean in the tsunami or it is earthquake in there or the cyclone in the air. These are the elements suffering, and those elements are in him. He becomes very restless because these are his elements, and something is happened. When the child is not well, how do mother and father react? And they will make sure, send any help that my children get better. That's what exactly. So he made sure all the resources were made available. I was also sent to that area. And all the, when the television was there, television was covering all, you must have seen on the screen. Wherever the television there, you will find a great deal of big NGOs. They want to be on the screen so they can guard the money. We were working there. Can you send the money to us so that we can do this work? But real need is in the far away when there is no television. And that is where the Sai devotees, they go and work. They are not worried about the name and fame. That is the one thing fantastic about our organization. We work for God, not for name and fame. And they are away from those media. This is a fantastic thing which I have seen in every disaster wherever I go. Nobody is ready to give the interview. Everybody said, can you go and give the interview? This is because they think, if I may say something wrong, Swami may not like it. And when I go to what is our main role? Swami should not tell me off. Swami should not tell anybody. He should not come inside. But can you imagine the punishment? What Brother Kumar was telling, then when Swami was not talking? That is the fear. And that fear is for Deva Priti. We have got a Papa Bhiti. Yesterday he was talking about it. And that is Sangniti, be united. So we were just working in one of the village, and these people, gypsies who run the camels, they are like shepherds. So one of them came, he said, Doctor, there is a little village there, and it is really very bad situation. And we do not have the means to help them. So we went there with our small team. Two things which really I saw was really so painful to see. There was a boy still stuck. He said 48 hours has gone after the earthquake. He is buried and trapped into the big crack, and whole of the house has come onto him. The only thing you could see his eyes and mouth. And he's about 4-year-old child there. And mother is sitting there because child is asking for the water and the food. How can you reach there to that one? Can you imagine the plight of a mother? That child, she can see is still alive. She cannot move that huge rebels which is on to that because there is nobody else, because most of the peoples were either injured or whatever happened, hardly there was anything. There were only very few people who were there. And it was so difficult. And then I saw that she has done something extraordinary. She must have found a little plastic hose pipe from somewhere, and she has just extended that pipe nearer and nearer. I don't know how she managed to do that one, because in between there were stone and bricks and all the things. Somehow that pipe reached to the mouth of the child, and she was pouring the water. So the child was getting the water. These are the scenes Swami exposes us to see, to understand how lucky we are, that if there is any problem comes, there are rescue teams and everything like that. And therefore 48 hours there was nothing. Then naturally our team removed our things, and it was so lucky for mother and for us. The child was very slightly bruised, nothing has happened. And when he came out, he could not walk because for the last 48 hours he was trapped, so legs were very, very weak. When he came out, he was so restless with the man who brought him up. Only thing, he just wanted to extend his hand towards the mother. And it was such a joyful sight when the mother went into, the mother's arm, and they both were crying. That is called when your son is united with the mother and mother united with that one. That is the joy. Saving one person's life is good enough. Because another 48 hours gone, you can live without food for at least maybe 3 or 4 days. Then body started decaying, organs started failing. This is what happened. But Swami knew exactly what time we have to be there, and he made it possible for us. It was impossible, Herculean task. He gives the power. Sometimes we sit back, how did we do that with bare hand? But he's the one you are thinking about. And what they are simply doing, Sai Ram, Sai Ram, Sai Ram. That's how just with this thing. And the power comes from him. In the same village, there was another scene, that old man sitting. He was a man actually with a very poor sight, almost sitting there. When the villagers were leaving, he will not leave because his son was buried deep inside. And he just wanted to wait for his son. And people have told, no, he will be dead by now. And he had this hope that that son will come. And he will not go. He did not have water, he did not have food for last 48 hours, sitting just there in the scorching sun during the daytime. In the desert in Kutch, it gets, those people who are from Gujarat, they will understand, daytime is very hot, and night, because it is a bit of a desert, that it becomes extremely cold. And he's just sitting with a little cloth, a chadar, they call it, a sheet on his body, without eating anything. And he must be in late 80s with a little stick. That's why I put that picture there, to show that what happened to these people when they're alone. Then it was very difficult how to convince him. So there was a gentleman with us, we speak Gujarati. He went and said, "Hu tamaro dhikru chu." My Gujarati is not very good. If anybody is Gujarati here, they may correct me. What he says, don't worry about your son. I am your son. Can you imagine? Can any volunteer from any NGO can use that loving word? And this old man started touching his face. Oh, so tame avi gayo, something like he said. So you have come, because he could not see. And he was getting hallucinated and deluded because he was dehydrated completely. Thinking that his son has come, he agreed to come with us in that state. You have to play the role what you are supposed to play the role. We would have said, look, he started giving the philosophy. Don't worry, your son may or may not, we'll find it, you come and all those things. Use your common sense at that time, how you'll convince that man to move from there so you can save his life. Then comes the person who is missing, then you can find it out. That is what exactly it is. It is love. Make yourself available what the person is expecting you to be. That's what exactly. This is, those qualities I was telling about Hanuman, Anima, Laghima, and all sorts of things. You all have that quality. You could become anything. You can become somebody's brother, you can become somebody's father, you can become somebody's mother. When they are in pain, they will accept you. Then after 3-4 days, when that fellow was good, he started eating and everything, then gradually we explained to him, you have to be ready in the strength of your mind to hear the bad things. You can't just start telling the philosophy, we have come to save you, you come with us, we find your son and all those things. He would not move. You have to understand its psychology. This is what exactly the Sai philosophy is. That is as simple as that. You don't have to be a doctor and everything. You should have a presence of mind like Hanuman Buddhiman. This is what I should do now. So convince this man. And then there was another thing you must have seen. There was an eye with a man and with a bandage. This has happened in Zambia, actually. This man was suffering from a condition called Burkitt's tumor, and this is due to the HIV. And this infection was very common those days in Africa because of the drugs and people using the injection. And he came, and it was difficult to operate on a person who has got HIV there because of the instrumentation and other things like that. But when somebody comes, it is your duty not to say no. And we told that we will see what we can do for you. So one of the volunteers who was taking the notes, not a doctor, as general volunteer, he was taking the notes. He came and he told Dr. Upadhyay, you must do something for this man. I said, what has happened? This young man, once they found out that he had HIV, his wife left him. His brother and father, they have left him. He's alone. And really he is so guilty that what has happened to him. And So, we started talking, make the judgment. He must be drugs, using the injection, he's got HIV. What does he expect for these things? Do you think we should think at that time like this? If I want your advice, somebody said, what should we do? Shall we go and tell this man that, look, what you have done, it is in front of you. You should not have gone into this bad way. What sort of conversation? Right? Ladies are best to advise. What do you think, what advice we would have given to him? Sister? Just wanted, what should we have done at that time? What we would go and tell that man? We have to tell them that you don't get into the bad habit, don't have the drugs, and don't use needles and other thing. Educate, Swami says. But at that juncture, what we're supposed to do that? Beautiful. You see, at that time, you have to be on his side because he's suffering. Because the tumor was growing like anything, and if you had not done anything, it was gone on the other side, and then it extends to the brain. It is a cancerous condition and will die because he has got no immunity. HIV is the low immunity. So this is what exactly it is. So we tell, don't worry, we will help you. And we decided to, do the operation, remove the tumor and everything, send it for the biopsy. Lucky for him, it has not gone into beyond the skull. It has not reached to the his brain, and we thought everything. And once it is all done, we remove the bandage after 2 or 3 days. He speaks good English. He said, whatever I am, if you trust me, I want to become the volunteer. I speak good English. Whatever job you want to give. I asked him why. He said, here, you people have given me so much love and respect. There I will go. People will start telling me off and all those things. My wife and my brother and they all this thing. The love which I have received here is given me this encouragement. You won't believe, a year later I got the message. He has become a social worker advising the people not to use the drug and injection and other things like that. Because he suffered, got cured, and he became the role model for the society. Now he has been used as an ambassador to protect the people not to do the wrong things. You save one person, put him to the right path. You never know how many people he will correct. That is what our duty. So these little clips on these things, and another one you saw actually, there was these calipers, and you saw there is one leg was this, another leg was like this. These are people actually, he has got a huge deformity. And we were asked to go and do a medical camp in Rajasthan, a place called Maneklav. And this is called Polio Children's School. And when I was asked to go in the medical camps, I said, we are not a polio specialist, what we should do. Again, what I should do, when the challenge comes, never say no to it. I said, there must be a hidden message, we must go. So we went with the team. And the first day, Swami taught us a lesson. The things what we saw as we were getting down from our bus, unloading the thing, there was a road. It's a main road. This school is called Sucheta Kripalani School of Polio children in Rajasthan. Rajasthan is a very, very difficult state, actually. If you have a girl, it is a one curse on the family. They don't want the girls. They're so foolish, they don't understand that the girls are not there, how they would have been born. But you see, this is in their sort of psyche. If a husband and wife, if the girl has produced a girl once, she becomes very, very, cursed, number one. If she got second girl, she's out of the house. And on the top of that, if there is a disabled child, that is end of the story. They literally throw the children outside. That's how this school is started. I don't want to go to detail that how a person found a person sitting under a small girl sitting under a tree, and she was polio affected. And there was a ceremony was going inside, and the ceremony was somebody has come to see her sister for the marriage. They didn't want to let the groom side know that we have got a disabled child, otherwise they will walk away. That's what scenario, social scenario. You learn these things when you go there. So I saw something very unusual. There was a boy about 7 years of age. He had a polio-affected lower body, and the hand was also affected. So there were no wheelchair. So he was literally on his disabled knee and on elbow, holding his books and his mouth crossing the road. No wheelchair. We realize these children have got so much, ability, and there is a motive in front of them that they want to learn. We should do something for about. We went for a medical camp. Ultimately, we end up making a school for them, for all the children. And many of the volunteers, they started going for a few months. Some teachers went and started teaching them and all those. And then we realized the boys and girls, because they also don't allow them to stay, the girls were living with the rehabilitation unit of the drugs. So these people, they were gradually put off from the drugs they were living, and these girls were living next to them. How dangerous it is, because these people under effect of the drug. So one of the person in our own team who was helping in the night to these people suddenly realized that this is a dangerous situation. So amongst themselves they decided, and they made a girls' hostel. We went for a medical camp. We ended up making a school and then the hostel. And the Prince Charles, after a few years, went there to this thing, and he wrote something beautiful. People come to India to see Taj Mahal, which is made by marble and bricks. But I have seen another Taj Mahal, which is made by the love and the bricks of emotions. And he wrote in that. It's such a beautiful thing. And naturally what happens when the VIPs comes, thing becomes very, famous and all those things. Then the President Abul Kalam also visited. Whole thing is that we went for the medical camp there. 8 of the children traveled to London for the Paralympics, and they got 8 gold medals. These children did not, in their lifetime, they have never traveled in a train, but they traveled in the plane, came there and got the gold medal. That is what you went there for a medical camp, but that was their destiny, and we were supposed to become the part of the destiny to do that one. And then there is a Sai Mandir there. They do the Sai bhajans, they learn the bhajans and do such a wonderful. That is, God makes the connection for you to do things, because in His vast plan, whether you do something or not, it will be done. But if you miss the boat, you will think, oh, I had a chance, why I did not do that one. That's what exactly. He gives you a chance thinking what I'm going to do that and why I should be doing that. Try to fit yourself in His vast plan. In any capacity, you be there. You do not know what role you will play in the divine drama. And when the divine drama is displayed to the audience, people say, oh, look at this person I know. He or she is my friend. This is what our simple role for this organization is. And so these sort of things actually when we face there, appreciation, that is another thing when you go there, what is happening. During the tsunami in Sri Lanka, actually, we were all over the place running the medical camps. And what benefit you get for these things, you do not want anything. This thing. And what is the relationship of this disaster to that tsunami? This is Swami's master plan. This has happened in 1984. And which year was tsunami? Yeah? Truth, yes. So many years later, there was a tsunami and we were working. And what was happening in the tsunami? You look, the disaster there. And what happens to you? Can I help? I want to go and do something. Because your good heart, kind heart want to do something. Because you have got a compassion and you want to go there. But what can you do in the disaster? You are creating more problems if you take a big team, because they are already short of water, short of food and everything, and then you take big teams there. So this is what was happening. The doctors come from Austria, Germany, New Zealand, this with their teams and all this, and they're giving the same medicine in their language, and they are not people who are ill. They have lost their family. That's what exactly. The service is of the service of the need. You can't do whatever, because they're not ill. Some of the people were injured and other things like that, fine, but most of the people. And the scene, classical was so bad. Some of the people who are sitting in the thing, there was a little girl sitting in the corner with her 4-year-old sister. And one of the volunteers came and said, Doctor, she has not been eating for 2 days. So I went to her, and she will not accept anything. So I went and gave her some, this carton of the drinks with the mango juice and some crisp and other things like that. She came and took it, and she went and gave it to her sister. Both the things. She did not drink. So the volunteer came and told me. So I went there. So I gave her another one. She put in the bag. I said, why are you doing that? He said, tomorrow if your team goes that will be help my sister. I'm bigger. 7-year-old girl who had the parents previous day before the tsunami, who had got a beautiful bed to sleep. Mother comes, sing the lullaby, sit there, and he said, child, don't go out because now it is dark. That girl has become the mother because of the disaster, looking after the 4-year-old child. That is what disaster teaches the people. These sort of things we learn when we go there. Look at this thing, house situation. This girl said, Mummy, I want ice cream. No, this is not good for you. You have some fruits. They are so protected, they have gone. What they need at that time, they need a mother. And that's what the role of us. Don't be a doctor, try to be mother and the thing. And make sure that they come out of that shock. So they are facing this thing, medicine for this, in different languages. So they've got a great respect for the SSIO organization because I've been working in Sri Lanka for many years. They simply said, we want to request you only one thing, that can you stop the tsunami of that volunteers coming. Tsunami has gone, but these comings are coming, and take over the role of the adjusting the medicine, who need medicine, who require the psychological help, trauma and counseling and other things. There was some need. One of the biggest need was because as tsunami came, people lost everything. Can you imagine those people who are wearing glasses, if their glasses washed out, how they will go to the school, what they will do, because they can't see. First thing you need, your glasses is gone. So this is what you have to think, what you require at that time. People who were diabetic, their medicine had washed away, you have to give them diabetic medicine. They are not that ill. You have to supplement the things which they have lost. This is the beauty of our organization. We plan, we think, because Swami has done, and then we execute. And world realizes, that's why we are asked to go and work in those places. This is so much, and the Dr. Reddy has all over the world, has a plan. So now we are so lucky. Those days we just go and do the work. But now there is a planning committee. They know who is expert. They've got database and everything. So this is, you see, the organization has done so much so that you know exactly what is your role and what you can do. Just to tell you what, after all this has happened, so beautiful, and after a few weeks, we were supposed to finish. Somebody came from the health ministry and they said, we really want to thank you. Can we help you in any way? Monetary, you don't need any help. And so I said, thank you very much. You have given us the opportunity, and the welcome was fantastic. What else we can do? Your expertise in this field, which was not there, our organization has provided. You have given this. Swami always say, and with that, thank you very much. You have given the opportunity to seva. You don't expect from other people to thank. He said something very strange, that Sri Lanka has got one thing which many countries don't do. We are very good in the organ donations. If you won't need any of the organs, and first thing he said, if you need any corneas, any eye donations, you won't believe. It stuck to me because Bhopal, after the disaster, they have been asking me, many people are waiting for the corneal transplant. Here, after one disaster, they are offering me something which another disaster is waiting for. This is what exactly Swami's prasadam is. Every single month they send 4 eyes to transplant into the eyes of the people who are waiting, and they had the sight. And they call gift of sai. That's what one disaster helps another disaster victim. Why? Because you have no expectations, you go and help them. That's all. They will come and tell you, Swami knows what this man needs, what other country needs. That's what. And this is called the unity. That organization, SSIO organization, helping that organization. There is so much numerous thing. I started with Hanuman, so I will finish with Hanuman in Sri Lanka, and we started with Sri Lanka. That was the Sri Lanka where Rama went for the war, and this was the scene when we landed for the tsunami. Despite of all this problem, you won't believe, the scenario was so good. I have never seen a reception in my life that the entire, the lounge was decorated so beautiful. Like, when you have got the bhajans in your center, you've got the center fee, you put a path for the Swami. And that on the path, they have got a typical Sri Lanka. Anybody from Sri Lanka here? Probably, their tradition, you put that little betel leaf and you put, what are the things you put there when you receive the people? Yes, betel nut, and it is all there for there, and people are waiting for all the airport authorities has made that lounge, and there is a huge picture of Sai there. And people came and asked, so Baba has also come. What can I say? So I say, suddenly Swami put the word into your mouth, that is what happened in the Geneva Convention. I said, no, before Rama entered Sri Lanka, Hanuman has to come to do the seva. Sai Ram, thank you very much.